Well, these are the fortifications of Bergues. It was originally on the sea, and it was a fortified port. But as the sea retreated over the last 1500 years, they reckon it's dropped 4.5 metres to sea level. Vauban, the great fortification designer, he came here and he helped boost, because this bit of France, Flanders, has swapped nationalities several times, and it was part of the defences for that. That's a big gatehouse that we're going to come across. You can see the Bergues works here and the bastions, and of course what remains of the moat, which goes all the way around the town in several levels of defence, like so many that we've seen before. Right, this is the belfry in Bergues, originally 13th century. It was destroyed by fire in 1940 when the city was used for the defence of Dunkirk, and it was dynamited to the ground in 1944 to clear the area. It wasn't constructed again till 1961. It has a carillon, which is a set of bells that can be played by a keyboard, and there are 50 bells, and it plays at certain times during the day, and especially on market days, which is Monday, which is today. Tonight we are drinking the last of our famous West Flattened beers, the finest beers in the world, made by the monks at the St. Sixtus Abbey in West Flattened, Belgium. We've already had a very nice cider. It's only a 2%er, but it certainly refreshed the palate. And tonight the wonderful chef is making...
I'm just doing some fajitas. It's just been ages since I feel like we've had proper veg, so we're going to have nice fajitas.
Nice fajitas, yeah. Not horrible fajitas.
No, if you say they're horrible, I'll let you.
So you've done...
Oh, sorry, no, that sounded like I was promoting domestic abuse.
So we've got some nice peppers, onions,
mushrooms, salsa, bit of cheese, and some corn chicken. That isn't chicken. Corn chicken.
Yeah, not bad at all. Lovely. And how's your kitchen space working?
Well, you know, I could always do with like another 3 counters, but you know, You've got to make do with what you got, haven't you?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So it is.
Okay, I'll come back to you lot after dinner. Afternoon everyone, we have come down to Buchy, which is, well, I'm not really certain. We avoided Paris anyway, and we're not on the coast. It looked a good stop. There's a fellow Brit next to us who's just chatting to Helen about all things strange. But yeah, it's a free park up. There's lots and lots of spaces. All this gravelled area is space, and you have a full service point here. You've got a drive over drain, you've got two flot bleus, which is the French service points. You can get jet-ons at the Marie, and I believe it said the library, but it might all be off at the moment, I don't know. But you can get 10 minutes electric, 100 litres of water, you can do your drain and stuff like that. It's just what you need. I say we're going to go and have a walk into the town now and see what we can see up there. Helen's waiting away, and I'm going to let the man go and watch his Prime Minister's questions on his satellite dish, if he can get it. But I'll come back to you in a bit.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, bonjour.
Oh,
Haha.
bit of French.
It was. Right, we set off this morning and we headed north to West Flattened to
In
drop
Belgium.
my 4 crates of empties off. Got €60 back for carting them around, so it's good for my pocket, and it's good for the environment, and it's good for them.
Well, they are an abbey or a monastery.
It's a Trappist brewery.
Yeah, and they only brew to live. They don't live to brew.
Not allowed to make any profit, and all money is returned back to the abbey. Unlike some certain Trappist beers like La Trappe, who actually had their licence to use the name Trappist taken off them for 2 years because they were making a profit from it.
Naughty.
Oh, very naughty.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So then we drove down through the very, very soggy Flanders countryside.
And the Somme region. It was so windy that we were driving down a 10% gradient hill. I dropped it out of gear.
No.
And we actually slowed down. The headwind was that strong towards us. It's really battered the water gallon, but you know what? It's one of those things, isn't it? But we're in a little village called Buchy.
Buchy. Shake, shake, shake.
As I said earlier, it's somewhere between Paris and the sea.
It's slightly north of Rouen.
Yeah, it is just north of Rouen. But we had a little wander around, see what the little village had got. Went to the artisanal bakery. Helen's just dropping out a shot as Buffy gets all
sorry,
fussy.
she's desperate to get the end of the baguette. That's like her little treat.
A baguette.
Okay.
But yeah, nice little village. You know, 2 butchers, 3 bakers, no candlestick maker.
One tiny little bar, which we have frequented.
We did go in a little bar, and it was nice. You know, we was warmly welcomed. We had a couple of beers in there. And then a couple came in where the gentleman had was not in the best of health.
I think he got Parkinson's.
But he really seemed to enjoy it because Buffy went up to him and he stroked her, and you know they had a little moment. Not that I'm jealous. You flirt just with your French passport. But yeah, it was just nice, and we've come back to the van and we've got a little bit of bread, a little bit of cheese.
And we've got more importantly,
a little bit of van.
Yeah, du van. We've got this thing called.
Get it closer. Look at that.
Ooh.
It's an amazingly big cake.
It's called something de Roy. And it's got almond paste inside, and also a tiny little king made of plastic. So I hope neither of us swallow it. But she said, the lady said that if you put it in the oven for 5 minutes, it'll be better.
It's a French thing. We saw them at the last place that we stopped
at. And then whoever finds the king gets to wear the crown. So I'm hoping it's me. If so, I'll be wearing it all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or we might not find it for a couple of days, who knows.
Well, let's hope we don't find it for a couple of days.
I mean, you know, it's a bit health and safety, isn't it, putting plastic toys inside your pie? But
this is Europe. They don't worry about health and safety.
No, I think they see it as a bit of like...
Have you seen the way they ride bikes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, just a little off shot. We're moving down. We're trying to get to where the weather suits our clothes, to coin a phrase from a certain song.
Yeah.
The weather in France is appearing to be
cold, grey, wet.
Yeah, wet for the next 7 to 8 days. So hopefully by the end of the week we should be in Spain.
But there is something
which
charming.
is a shame because I really wanted to take our time.
Well, yeah, there is something charming about rural France.
I love rural France. The little villages. There's always something to see.
And there's always characters. So
yeah, it's us. We're the mad English people who try to work out avec mes chiens.
La chienne, por favor.
Yeah, and I don't know what the same again was, but encore beer worked.
Yeah, well, it worked okay. Again, yeah. Whatever.
If you try, they try.
Well, yeah, because otherwise... But could you imagine people with such limited English coming to England? They'd be lost because everybody would look at them like...
Well, we don't speak any of our languages generally, do we? But
we try.
We try. But it's just taken a little while for it to all sink back in, what certain words mean. Yeah. Anyway, good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Time to get some dinner on, I think.
You might see more footage of Ray tomorrow. We've looked 1 day ahead, as we normally do, and we're looking at a stop down near Chartres, which is south of here.
I don't know.
So
I'm not involved
near
with that.
Orléans.
I don't get involved with all that shit because Alan thinks it's probably easier not to involve me too much.
Yeah, I did look at Orléans, but there didn't seem to be that many places open at this time of year. And the only park up was next to the river, which with this amount of rain, I thought we could do with avoiding that. Anyway, cheers.
Adios.
Cheers, my love.
Not adios.
Cheers, Buff.
Au revoir.
Yeah. You're a muppet.
Yeah, I know.
And on that, we'll see you later.